which is all new to the drivers. Loeb continues to make this most treacherous of rallies seem easy. Once again in stage 11, he's setting an impressive pace.
Et droite 120 bon. 50 mètres, gauche en long tard, pas corde.
Oh, but this doesn't look good for his teammate Danny Sordo. An engine failure as sudden as this is often terminal, and this could be the end of a terrific run. Danny, quite understandably, is not a happy man. He has no choice but to pull over, and it's a devastating blow to Sordo's weekend. And the Spaniard's body language speaking volumes there. Back at the side of the road with Sordo already on his way back to Valence, it's left to co-driver Mark Marty to try and explain the problem.
I don't know exactly, the car stopped suddenly and it's a mechanical problem.
Jari-Matti Latvala, his debut for the BP Ford Abu Dhabi team, had worked his way back up to 9th after having to stop to change a puncture on the very first stage. But another puncture and worse broken suspension brought his day 3 to a premature end. And this is Sebastian Loeb, who's currently in 3rd, just over 7 seconds off the lead.
Sur 140 moins long au poteau. 130 mètres. Moins de 3. Gauche 130 bon Minon.
130 bon.
Ouais.
Asking for confirmation of a pace note there. It's another new stage, so that's to be expected. Oh, but he's lost it there. He's clipped the inside of the corner, flipped the C4 into a roll. It's a nightmare for the championship leader. Well, maybe he wasn't concentrating fully there while checking on those pace notes. Let's take another look at this then. He turned in much too early, clipped the snowbank on the inside, and that's enough to flip him over. A dramatic start to the morning then, and this is Mikko Hievinen now, and he's fast approaching the stranded world champion. Oh, he's blocking half the road. It's a tight squeeze for the Ford Focus, but he gets through without losing too much time. Loeb, though, is still stranded. With the help of some fans, he gets the car moving eventually, but he's lost the best part of 4 minutes. And with only a 15-minute remote service to come before the afternoon loop, the team will have limited ability to make repairs. It's not the result Seb would have hoped for on his 100th rally. Here with Chris Atkinson now, who finished 3rd in Monte Carlo. He's looking to break into the point-scoring races. Oh, but he's off too. Well, this will feel like deja vu for the Australian. He's come unstuck in the Swedish snowbanks before, and he was stuck here for 15 minutes. Here's PG Anderson, the man carrying the hopes of the host nation.
Vänster 6, krym 50, vänster 4 minus 120, håller höger till vänster 3 plus in.
He's losing all power and has little choice but to pull over at the side of the road. It's a blown engine and a devastating way to end his run on home soil.
Any retirement's bad, but home rally, it just must be even worse.
Yeah, of course, it's a rally we're looking forward for many years now, and when you're in the WRC car and it's going well in the event as well, and then you have a failure, that's, of course, it's a pity, and but have to come back.
Yes. As he hurries back to the remote service, he'll be aware that only 15 minutes are available for repairs. Only 4 mechanics plus himself and his co-driver can touch the car, and most daunting of all, only spares carried in his Citroen C4 can be used.
Sebastian, what happened?
It happened that we rolled in a fast left. I went a bit too much inside with a front wheel. I put the front wheel in the snowbank, then it threw me completely sideways, and I couldn't go straight again. Then we went in the ditch and we rolled, and then I didn't have clutch it was broken, so I couldn't start again. I lost a lot of time for that, and also some engine problem. I don't know.
Sebastian not wanting to waste any time where he can be helping with patching up the car.
Didier, if we didn't have a remote service and we had a normal service back at HQ, would you have been able to fix the car?
Yes, probably yes, because we have a lot of spare parts to change it, and yes, probably yes.
Loeb and co-driver Daniel Emmer get away from service, and it's not looking too good. No such worries though for rally leader Jari Mäki-Latvala. Henning Solberg is also attacking hard. The Norwegian has been trying to make up time on Gali after frustratingly losing third place earlier. Oh, that's a big slide from Henning. Oh, and that was a very heavy impact. Let's take another look at that mistake. He was completely flat out and just carried the side a fraction too long into this left-hander. Unfortunately, a barrier at the side of the road caused heavy damage to the front of his Focus. He's coming to terms with the accident that ended his fight for third.
Henning, can you describe to us what happened?
Yeah, the ice started melting from the ground, so it was very slippery on this part, but you have to be flat out. You cannot lose any seconds here and there, so I get too wide in this corner and hit the bridge on the inside, so it's a shame because I think we were in front of Gali again, so but this is the part of the game.
One of those retirements was PG Anderson, so Finland's Tony Gardemeister is now flying the flag for Suzuki. He's currently 8th, despite this off on stage 11. Fans again helping to get him back on, although they needed some prompting from co-driver Tommy Tuominen regarding which direction in which to push.
There is road, there is beach.
Another Citroen Super Rally in today is the Estonian Armalava. It was this off on stage 7 that saw him in that situation. A particularly wet and icy end to his day.
Izquierda 7 a fondo, acaba rasante 60. Rasante izquierda 7 corta poco, lenta 30. 7 corta poco, lenta 30 y final en casa. Izquierda 6, poco tarde, se cierra poco.
But a problem here for Danny. There are a lot of rocks lying around and Citroen's number 2 has hit one here. He's sent into a spin. Sordo has had his fair share of bad luck in his short career so far. And I'm afraid to say this could be another frustrating weekend. He's already pulled over and with the steering broken. That's the end of the day for Danny and co-driver Mark Marty. Back to the action now though, and Gigi Gali is on a charge, hoping to keep the pressure on third place Chris Atkinson. With the second fastest time on stage 2, he closed to 6.4 seconds behind the Subaru driver, but he shows how easy it is to make a mistake just drifting on the loose gravel. It's a big moment for the Italian, and to make matters worse, he beaches the car, losing a minute and a half, and drops to 8th. Comrade Rautermack in a privateer Citroen C4 also illustrates the fine lines here in Mexico.
5 left into care long 2 right, tightens long. Long 2 right, tightens long. 50.
He smacks the bank, breaking his suspension, and brings his rally to an early end. For Gigi Gali, it's been a frustrating morning so far. He's barely made it into the stage and he's already in trouble. He's obviously sustained some damage as he's pulling off the road. Well, more disappointment for Gigi. Behind him. Back at the scene of Gali's off, meanwhile, the Italian is a forlorn figure as he tries to understand what went wrong.
Just we slide too much in the first corner, and it was we hit a rock or I don't know something in the first corner, and we damaged the arms, and it's too long way too far to go on the service, and no chance to continue.
Tony Gardemeister, meanwhile, is finally put out of his misery. After a morning of problems, he stops in stage 4. The root cause, it seems, related to a damaged head gasket. Both Suzukis are now out, with both engines being flown back to Japan for analysis. Solberg goes into stage 10, knowing he's coming under pressure from Mikko Hirvonen.
Open top home, tightens over crest 20. Keep out of the crest, don't cut 2 left fast tightens.
But holding off the fin could be the least of his problems now. That spin will have cost him valuable time. There also seems to be a problem.
Drive shaft or something.
Possibly a damaged drive shaft then. Well, Petter's main concern will be the amount of time he's losing. Unbelievably though, he's got another slow puncture and the car is proving very difficult to control. Oh, and he's off the road now too. He's through a fence and does make it back onto the stage. He struggles through to the end, and you can see why the car was so difficult to control. Look at that rear tyre.
1 kilometer into the stage and there was some big stone on the line and I hit front and rear tyre over there. And I had a front puncture straight away and I stopped, changed that one. But I think there was a slow puncture then in the rear because we just came in a fast left-hander with tightens and I braked and it just went completely sideways and we went off the road and that's it.
We join Jani-Matti here on stage 2 as he seeks to make up some time on the runaway leader.
Jatkuu oikein 1. 40. Hyppy 1.
Oh, he's lost it! A big mistake by Jani-Matti there. The car's come to rest on its side and this is a massive setback early on. A dramatic moment. Let's take another look.
Jatkuu oikein 1.
He just seems to lose the back end of the car there into that left-hander. It sends him careering off the edge of the road. And the gradient of the bank tipped the focus into a roll.
40.
Well, it's a classic example of how quickly it can go wrong on this challenging event. Thankfully for Latvala, there were plenty of spectators nearby to help him. Everyone who was behind Latvala, meanwhile, has gained a position following the wins on. So Henning Solberg finds himself in
40. Right to 2 right tightens, 1 bust, opens 40. 4 left.
A spin in stage 3, though, is not going to help him catch Chris Atkinson, who once again seems to have the edge over his more experienced teammate.
4 left tightens, 3 bust, 20. 6 right bust.
Se nopea aukeaa ja virraa tosi hitaaksi. Mene ja käännä. 100.
Oh no, what happened there? He's hit something on the inside of that corner and almost immediately it's clear something's broken on the car. What a nightmare for Mikko after such a strong start. Even with his huge lead, he could be in trouble here. Let's take another look at this then as he approaches the left-hander. It looks harmless enough, but that bedrock just visible through the gravel is what caused the damage. And when Sebastian Loeb streaks past him and stranded focus, Henning Solberg is currently in 8th, with the others struggling in the treacherous conditions.
6 høyre pluss, kniper 5 halvlang, kniper 2 pluss lang.
Whoa! Well, just like Hirvonen, he's whacked a rock and breaks his front suspension in even more dramatic fashion. The impact has the suspension strut exploding through the bonnet, and just like Hirvonen, he's out for the day. Not a good stage for Ford. Tony Gardemeister is keeping Suzuki represented in the point-scoring places.
Vasentäys miinus, lyhyt jatkuu pitkä, oikea eri miinus. Loiva pidä. Vasen eri miinus, heti oikein nopea.
And frustratingly for this developing Japanese team, he becomes their second driver to retire, his suspension broken. Tony will have to set less than 37 seconds. But the big news is no Mikko Hirvonen on that leaderboard.
It was all going so well, Mikko. What happened in stage 5?
We were a bit unlucky. I mean, there was paint rock digging out of the rut and I came into the corner, the tire was fully open and just snapped into the tire and broke kind of a TCA bolts. Everything is the tire, wheel, TCA, the clevis, everything is, there's not a scratch, but all those bolts were broken and too much kind of a damage to continue. I mean, it would have took me too long to fix it, so that's it.
Here's Gigi Gali now, almost floating across the surface of the water. He'll be well aware that Danny Sordo is now only 2 seconds behind him. But there could be a setback here for Gigi. An impact on the exhaust has moved it, and the heat is now burning something. The smoke pouring into the car. Gigi even has to open the window mid-stage. Amazingly, he still manages to beat Sordo by 7/10. Matthew Wilson, like most others, has found the conditions a real challenge in Argentina this weekend. He's tried to keep a steady pace and start stage 15 in 5th place. But he's hit something there and grinds to a halt. He's broken his suspension, and it's more disappointment for the Brit, as once again he's forced to retire when in sight of a really good points finish.
1 right brush, 1 left brush, and 6 right minus long, 2 left long, into 4 right brush, opens extra long to crest, tightens deep 3.
Oh no, he's lost all power. Surely this can't be more bad luck for Petter.
Rocket back the master switch back and forth. We stopped engines cut. We stopped engines cut.
An electrical failure has left their hopes of the runner-up spot in tatters.
Just up in the middle of the road, you know, and quite shocking, you know. It's 2 rallies in a row now. We have lost at least, 14 points, and could have been looked very good for the World Championship, but it looks not very good now.
In contrast to Subaru, the new Suzuki team have had a torrid couple of rallies, and PG Anderson is struggling with a slow puncture. Oh, and he's gone off to more frustration for PG. He's beached in a sandbank at the edge of the road, and that is Mikko Hirvonen is pushing hard. But a little too hard at times. That mistake in stage 2 damaged his rear suspension, and he's been forced to back off a little on the following tests.
Keep left of a crest at 2 right bus. Opens long, tightens turn 1 of a crest. Opens flat, extra long. We're on fire. We're on fire.
But that doesn't sound good. Something is indeed on fire on the front of the car there. Petter and Phil are quickly out to investigate. Smoke pouring from the front of the car. His suspension damper has been destroyed on the front right side. They're back in the car to try and continue, but this is yet more bad news for the Subaru crew. Petter is even forced to lean out of the car because his view has been so obscured. So Solberg surely out of the battle then, he's almost ground to a halt. Matthew Wilson says he's enjoying these tricky stages despite the odds.
20, slight right over crest, 25k, don't cut, left 2 minus. 5 minus in dip, 60.
Survived that. Diddley after stage 11 though, Seb's rally has ended in dramatic fashion. A freak accident has ensured that his hard work was all for nothing. In the road section, a head-on collision with privateer Conrad Rautenbach has caused heavy damage to the front of Seb's car.
It happened that the way to come down from the stage and the way to go is the same, and Rautenbach, the other Citroën driver, came in front. A bit fast and okay, we just had a front accident. That's crazy for sure, but what can you do now? We are doing a nice rally, and we had the lead we wanted. I was really confident in the car, everything was okay, so not so good. The radiator is broken, so we cannot continue. Nothing, just we just can wait and and go at home. I think so.
Using virtual spectator, we can recreate the accident. Loeb on the way from the finish of stage 11, and round to back heading towards the start in a two-way stretch of road on rally route. But with both drivers unsighted coming round a blind corner at the same time, a little more caution from both drivers was probably needed. It was a bizarre incident and incredibly bad luck for the world champion.
Olivier, can I have a reaction to what happened this morning?
But we lost a car, and it was 32 seconds before everybody. He was first. Everything was going on well, so we are very sad because now we still have one car leading, half second, so it's not too much. But anyway, it's sports, and we are going to race and to try to win the rally.
Conor had a very unfortunate accident this morning. Take me through your version of events.
Yeah, we stopped before the stage to do our helmets and everything, and then we came up as like a left-hand over crest, and Seb was coming the other way, and I don't think it's can't see it being anyone's fault. It was just really unfortunate, and we both hit each other straight on, and just really disappointed for the team and for Seb, obviously, because he was pushing really hard this morning to build up a good lead in that, and it's just been really unfortunate.
The luckless Henning Solberg has been out of the running since his withdrawal on the first day. He's back under Super Rally rules. His run doesn't last long.
Okay.
The drama. Moving on to the short 9-kilometre stage, 18, and Yahimati is on the attack to best home his advantage. A huge drops once again at the side of the road. But Lavella's in trouble here, very nearly over the edge for a second there. His suspension is broken, and with one wheel turned in the fin, he's agonisingly left crowding down the stage. Lavella managed to make it to the stage finish, but after losing just under a minute, he falls to third. Now 49.8 seconds off the front spot, which is now occupied by his teammate Hirvonen. Suspension failure has also ended Ermo Arva's run in fifth. With the 41-kilometre Jordan River stage next, the devastated Lavella is forced to make emergency repairs on the Focus in the road section.
We didn't hit anything and just started.
Henning Solberg is soon on the scene to offer advice.
We didn't hit anything. I got the stinks on the rock in the last day. That is
Lavella is clearly agitated. There's only so much they can do to repair the broken rear left support arm with the tools available to them in the car.
You can see it from there.
And there's very nearly a nasty accident when the car jack collapses. Thankfully, co-driver Mika Antela was spared injury thanks to a tyre under the car. He's understandably shaken but unhurt.
You okay? Yep.
But will the makeshift fix be enough to survive the rally's sting in the tail? Lavella is a competent mechanic, but there was only so much he could do.
Aina tässä kuormaliina saa tuonne panssarin alle johonkin kiinni.
That's because Matthew Wilson has hit a rock.
We're going to have to change it.
Bit long, 30.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Forced to stop and change a tyre. He loses over 3 minutes. He's behind Henning. Tidy, precise display from the world champion. Loeb's terrific speed is going to prove very hot to handle. Although Jani-Matti Lavella has again been extremely quick out of the blocks, he began stage 2 with a 7-second lead and using virtual spectator to compare his pace with that of Hirvonen and Loeb as they approach the 10.9-kilometre split time. 7/10 of a second behind Loeb, but just over 3 seconds ahead of his teammate at this stage. His lead is still safe for now then, as he pushes on into this long stage.
Oikein. Yksi jatkuu jarruristeys oikein 7. 40.
Oh, but a big moment there for the forward man, a bit too fast into that right-hander, and that was a pretty heavy impact on that bank. He's lost his front bumper before that thing was under. No! Look, he's got a puncture there on first to 14. Let's take a look at what's left of that tyre.
What happened? Well, we went just wide in one corner, the downhill right-hand corner. We hit the bank, and after that, it felt that it was sliding, and it seems that
air came out, and finally basically the tire just completely broke. But it's my mistake.
Gigi Gali's fantastic start has been appreciated by his legions of fans.
Per sinistra su Tossino 50.
But that was a big hit, and it causes a left rear puncture, costing over a minute. The Italian slips down from 3rd to 10th. He does come back strongly on stage 3, though. The 3rd fastest time, he moves back to 7th. As the crews head out for the 2nd loop, let's catch up with some of the runners lower down the order. PG Anderson in the Suzuki is hoping for a trouble-free run here in Sardinia.
Break 20 hårnål vänster. 30 tvär hårnål höger.
But an early spin didn't help his cause, and to add insult to injury, he was a minute late out of service, earning a 10-second penalty.
Öppen hårnål höger.
Andreas Mikkelsen and his privateer Focus had a great start. He was 5th after the first stage, but it all went wrong for the 18-year-old in the next one.
Right 3 is a short
a little
left 4.
too hard. I found out just how small the margins are here in Sardinia. He hit a rock and broke his steering arm, ending his rally.
40. Game over.
Further back, WRC driver Florian Deagle proves what can go wrong if you get your lines even slightly wrong in Sardinia. Reaction on the famous Montileno stage. It's all going horribly wrong for Petter and Day 2 at the moment. Oh, and that's another distraction he didn't need.
Pull over. There, on the left, on the left, on the left. Just jump out then. It's undrivable.
It's becoming a miserable morning for Petter. He's already had those mysterious handling problems. Now Phil Mills has to jump out to close the bonnet, which has also damaged his windscreen. That smashed window is not going to help visibility for Petter in here.
6 left long, keep middle of a crest, 80. 6 left over crest, 40, keep middle of a crest, 40, 10, slight left turn, hairpin right. Jump out, Mel, big left.
And to add insult to injury, he's also picked up a puncture and has to stop again to change it, costing him yet more time. Over the course of stage 8, almost 5 minutes are lost, and with it, any chance of a decent... Tony Gardemeister's promising run in 9th comes to an end on stage 11.
Hyppy pitkä oikea eri. Jarru 5, oikea hidas risteys, aja, kivi.
He breaks his rear suspension and is forced to pull over.
Nyt on joku rikki.
But 9th place is at least taken by position, looks safe for now. Gigi Gali begins stage 2, playing catch-up. But that did not sound good.
In destra lunga, finisce su Tossino.
Well, avoiding rocks is one of the crucial factors of the Acropolis rally. Gali's in real trouble here. He's wedged in against that bank. And it looks like broken suspension. The roughest rally on the calendar has claimed its first victim.
It's just a mistake for myself because I saw the rock, but I thought, okay, I can go over. Just a really small mistake, and okay, hopefully the car is not too damaged, and tomorrow we can start.
Chris Atkinson has slowly drifted back to 8th after a strong early start. But that same rock near the finish of stage 6 has struck again. It's been missed by several drivers in the recce, it seems. And as with Hirvonen and Latvala, it's broken Chris's suspension. So it looks like it could be a frustrating end to his day too. Let's take another look from onboard Chris's car. There on the right, you can see the rock that's done all the damage. It looks fairly innocuous. But that was the impact, and that's what caused the damage. But this is Sordo in the road section, and with that second puncture, he makes an extreme decision, with rules stating that cars have to drive on all 4 wheels in the road section or face exclusion. Danny opts to put the damaged tyre back on the car for the final stage to ensure he has 4 good wheels left for the final trip back to service. He's right down to the rim. Unsurprisingly, he loses almost 4.5 minutes through the 15-kilometre stage. Teammate Latvala, who's attacking hard, after being slightly off the pace on stage 2. Slightly risky line there from Jari-Matti, and a big impact. The windscreen's cracked. He's struggling immediately with fighting with the wheel. He's off. It's a disaster on his home event. Let's take another look from inside the car. No response when he attempted to use the steering wheel, and a seemingly innocuous landing ends in disaster. He's stuck in a ditch and he's going nowhere.
Just before the straight there is like a farm, and you go to the farm like flat out, like a little right and a flat left, and it seems that there was a rock, and there was a rock, big rock on the right hand side. I didn't see it, and I just hit that. When I come into the straight, I felt that something is not correct, and I started to feel that is it the problem, the tire or wheel? And suddenly just the steering broke, and we went off the road because of that. So that's why the car is parked in the ditch.
While PWRC Championship leader Andreas Seidner decided on a novel way of cleaning his Mitsubishi Lancer after a misjudged junction resulted in a rather soggy detour into one of Finland's many lakes. Thankfully for Andreas, this event doesn't count towards his PWRC challenge. Emma begins the afternoon well with the 5th fastest time on stage 8. He's pushing hard again on 9. But a big spin ends his charge with only 100 metres to go on the stage. And the Estonian was not the only man in trouble. Andreas Mikkelsen was in 6th, but he was also caught out on the final forest stage of the day, so a frustrating end to his hopes too.
Well, it was a long straight. He said the 6 left over crest, and I thought I heard the 6 right over crest, so I turned the wrong way over the crest, and we were quite lucky because we were heading straight to the house. Luck we only hit this little pole down from the house, so we went straight into the field, so we were very lucky.
Sordo showing good speed this morning. Gigi Gali is another challenger to be concerned with.
Occhio, destra 6 su dosso, subito sinistra 5 più su dosso. 30. Sinistra 6, 20, destra 4 meno.
Oh no! A huge accident. It's the same corner that almost caught out Henning. That was a terrifying moment for the Italian crew. It might not be called on employer anymore, but the drama lives on.
Just we slide off in one. It was a corner on the crest, and it was too long than expected, and we went a little bit off and roll, and you can see.
It's now 4th. Gigi Anderson had briefly been running in the points this morning. Overcuts a corner there and slams his car into a log pile on the side of the road, smashing his side window in the process. It was a lucky escape. The Swede doesn't seem too phased as he approaches the same corner that caused problems for both Henning and Gigi.
60, vänster 3 plus in.
Not again! A big off for PG2. It clearly knocked the wind out of them, but they are unharmed. More amateur footage shows the severity of the impact, even felling a tree in the process.
He came too fast over this crest and didn't keep the car at the correct line, so flew off to the stage and I hit this tree.
PWRC competitor Jonas Salo is yet another driver to go off at this corner. Spectators filming the action again and clearly getting more than their money's worth. A bruise. Further back, Federico Valabra was running in 12th when his rally came to a sudden end on stage 20. The off was scary enough, but with the car bursting into flames almost immediately, there were frantic scenes as the crew rushed to put out the fire. Slow up the fans and mishaps. And as Also a frustrating finish to the final rally of Lewis Blair's complex career.
150, derecha de una, vamos.
A collision with a rock on the co-driver's side of the car that initially caused them to stop. But with Lewis's co-driver Jose Maria Volta injuring his ribs, they were forced to withdraw.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more content like this, check out our back catalog of videos. We have hours and hours and hours of compilation videos, podcasts where you'll get news, you'll get my opinion on certain things, which who doesn't want to hear that? Check it out. If you would, like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads. We will be making more videos like this one. So, if you're interested, turn on notifications, like, subscribe, the works. And I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Love you. Peace.